morning. As you see by this image, we're living in a very strange and ironic time. Imagine if the world where Cinco de Mayo falls on a Taco Tuesday only to be ruined by a virus named after a Mexican beer. How freaking apropos. But anyway, good morning and on to the video. As you can see right here, silver's made new highs and is making its push upwards and gaining some steam. And this is kind of to be expected. This is mainly due to the JP Morgan manipulation. This has been kept down for such a long time. And let's go over and take a look at this chart. Let's go to a weekly. And you can see what we're looking at. This is, if you are just looking for a short-term trade, this is your exit point right here, right in the upper 1890s range and basically around 19. And but I am more interested in the long term on a percentage basis compared to where gold is. There is no comparison. Silver should be, and it is spring loaded. This type of congestion and so forth. I went through the volume extensively for a few hours, and I calculated everything that's in here is spring loaded. And that means that if it breaks up, it could have a pretty severe pop of a good percentage. And I would, at the minimum would be this 26 area. But ultimately, I would be looking for the mid-30s and above. It has to catch up to gold. And if we take a look at gold right here, it is, on a comparative basis, it is far and away above where silver is. And supply and demand dynamics. I wish I can have some fundamental data that says that silver should be where it is, but I don't. Production values and everything. This is mostly due to the manipulation of JP Morgan. Honestly, they own so much silver, and they're big longs right now. So this is just a spring-loaded thing that I think is going to explode, and they're such a corrupt bank. They honestly, their manipulation and so forth. And the governments, they just do it at cost of business. They fine them and then they redo what they're doing. We live in a really screwed up world right now. But the good thing about it is everything is so obvious. Everything is right in front of everybody's face because of information. We're in the information age, so we're sharing data. So this is going to be used against them at some point. They're not going to be able to allow bankers to do what they're doing. They're going to have to start not just fining them, but putting them in jail. But anyway, let's not go on about that. Let's look at some other things. CVX, or Chevron Corporation, my favorite short of all. Let's go to a shorter time frame. Let's go to a daily. And as we can see, we are currently looking to drop down and go even lower. I've got that ultimate target under 80. And it looks like we're on our way there. We're at 86. And you know my feelings on this. And these are all not cryptos. I don't see anything interesting in cryptos. You know where we are. I'll talk about that in a minute. But this is my favorite short. Also Tesla. I'm hurting on Tesla. But again, I'm not that, I don't have so much equity in Tesla on the short side. This, I know at some point will pull back. This company is now worth more than bunches of car manufacturers puts together in net value. It's crazy, and I think most of it has to do with the purchases of the U.S. government, and this is an exacerbation. There's a lot of positive long-term fundamental data for Tesla. That's great. But the negative is its intrinsic value is nowhere near this. And, if we gave them a high valuation, it would be in the maybe 600 to 800 range, maybe at the highest. But gee, even that is that's ridiculously high. But that's the market for you. When the government comes in, steps in with the Fed, and they provide all kinds of liquidity, what happens on the computer side? They don't care. They go over and they buy what's the most, going up the most, what has the best statistics and numbers. This one has fantastic numbers across the board. And yes, it's probably only worth 1/5 of what its actual price is, but who cares? Everybody likes it, and the computers all say so. The computers say buy, 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 and then everybody else buy, 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 and it exacerbates to where you get crazy movements like this. But at some point, I'm very sure that's going to rectify itself, and we'll get back under this 900. Now, if I was to add any more, I might add another 10% to this, to my position, right at above this level here, this 1426. But I'm not in any rush. I'll see what happens, and I'm not really worried about this one. That doesn't represent a great deal to me. But other than that, let's go to Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin is moving up a little bit here, but notice the price. It's congested. It's not getting that explosion. If it moves above this 9,400 30s area, then you should see a quicker move up to here, up to the target area that I'm looking for in the upper 9,800 range. And we'll see. I'll see how the price action goes and what I can see as far as, and then ultimately I'm going to look for that move that goes all the way back down here at some point to rectify itself. And other than that, I don't see anything in the market that really interests me. I'm looking at BNB though. I'm seeing what it does here. If it gets some exaggeration upwards, that could be with this type of range. It could get a pretty good move all the way back up to the upper range up here even. But I won't even touch that unless I see a really good reason to go long or short and go from there. But yeah, that's pretty much it. There's not a great deal to look at. I'm going to be looking for Bitcoin to get back up to this 9,800 area, and as well, I'm going to be looking for silver just to keep rolling and get above this 1890s. Now again, if there are people that want to take profits at or above this level, understandable, completely understandable. Me, I believe this is a long-term hedge, and I'm looking at double of the price of what we're seeing currently, easily. So we'll see if I'm right. I might be smart to take some off here, but you know what? I've done very well. I will take the risk and let it roll, is what my contention is. But if someone was to take it above here, very logical, and would not disagree at all. All right, other than that, I hope you guys have a great week, and I'll update you again when I see something going on. And I'll try to get this back to Sunday. I kind of like doing it Sunday, but all the price movement is happening in the middle of the week, like today or so. It's been averaged. The computers go nuts, and you get these kind of moves. But anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Have a great week.